But these days they don't mind. Tell us, what independence do we have?
Yeah.
We don't have any.
And that is mostly because of Bobby Wine also. Yeah, Bobby Wine really included us in these talks. Now you find even people in the slums that are not very educated.
Yeah.
They can break down the structure of the government for you. So the judiciary is supposed to think on its own. It's not supposed to be influenced by the parliament. You know, it's like, it's interesting to hear all these things being discussed in Uganda among a group of people that has been despised for a long time. You know, yeah. We should continue.
Oh, wait.
So we're going.
Okay, so your question was, why are there so many children? And first you need to consider culture. Culture is always a factor that influences all these things. In our cultures, all of our cultures, having children is a value. We value childbirth so much. Because the more children you are, the more wealthy you are. Because children translate into labor and social security. Many children till the land, they take cows to graze, and when you're old, they take care of you because we don't have safety nets. As soon as you don't use a condom, baby. In Europe, you have to keep trying. Oh, we're trying. Oh, we're trying. Nah.
You just look at someone.
Yeah, as long as you don't have a condom, expect a baby.
So, like, at what age does the woman start having babies?
Depends on the in the location. In the cities, it's a bit later, but in the villages, 15. As soon as you're menstruating.
You saw the one who was getting married last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although the government is really trying to sensitize people about, you know, early marriages and stuff, but it takes some time to change the mindset.
So, do the men have more than one wife? Last time, right?
Our men
Last
are
time.
polygamous, even though most of them are Christians and Christianity is monogamous. The polygamy is still part of us. It might not be officiated. You always find like the official wife, but there's like 2 or 3 others on the side. And this is very normalized.
Yeah. So the first wife will just treat the other wives well.
Sometimes she doesn't even know about their existence.
Oh, okay.
It depends on the... Yeah, in the village they know. And
Like
also
in the rural
Muslims.
areas.
Muslims are obviously allowed to be polygamous. But our constitution favors whatever you want. If you register your marriage as a monogamous marriage, then the law will treat you differently if you cheat. But if you register it as a polygamous one, you can have as many. And if you don't register it, it's up to you.
Oh, so is it legal?
Yeah,
It's legal?
Polygamy and monogamy are both legal. It depends on how you register your marriage.
Okay. Malaysia is not legal unless you are Muslim.
Ah.
It's only legal for Muslim. And by right,
Yeah.
the man must get the permission of the first wife. But sometimes they don't.
Oh.
So they go to Thailand and get married.
Yeah, even us, you have to get the permission of the first wife. But it's just a thing they say.
Yeah.
Even if you don't, she's not going to stop you.
So, but who is working to support the family? That is the man.
is supposed to, but over time, especially in the urban areas, we are seeing a growing number of single mothers because the men are not fulfilling their duties as much, probably because of the financial stress. Yeah. But in the villages, the men are doing their thing. But in the villages, you don't need money. You just need land, and it's plenty there. So, I need you to notice that the cars are increasing, and the noise is slowly increasing, which means that we're slowly getting closer to downtown. Those buildings over there, that's the judicial headquarters. That's the High Court, Supreme Court and Court of Appeal. And this garden down here, this is the Constitutional Square. Right.
Wow,
here,
lovely
on the right.
tree. The tree is so beautiful. Must be like at least 50, 60
From
years
colonial
old.
times, yeah.
100 years old.
So this garden here is the Constitutional Square where civilians are supposed to come and protest against unfair policies and stuff like that.
So the nesting swarms
Yeah.
are there.
And the scavenger birds are there. Up, up, up.
They are quite ugly.
The ugly ones.
They look pretty to me.
Well, you haven't seen them. So,
Okay.
look at this. Do you see this anywhere around us right now?
Yeah.
Where are you looking?
Oh, that.
That is the World War Monument. And this is here to remind us of our participation in the First and Second World War. And there are many stories I could tell about us participating in the World Wars. But of course, I'll tell you the positive one. Before going to fight for the Muzungus in Europe in the First and Second World War, we thought that the Muzungus were holy and peaceful and civilized, just like the Jesus they showed us. Because the Jesus they showed us was blonde hair and blue eyes. And they're like, oh, these guys are like Jesus' brothers. But when we go to fight for them in Europe, we're like, what? These guys are killing each other, like one gun can kill 100 people just like that. Like, oh, so they're not so holy. And this demystified our minds. When we came back, we're like, man, we need to fight these guys. They're not holy. So that's why, you know, like after the Second World War, there's independence, because there's a wave of rebellions against the colonial powers. The colonial powers are also broke and stuff. Yeah, that's why we have this here. But many of us don't give it any attention, because it doesn't even have the names of the fighters. It's just a block of cement.
But the war didn't happen here.
No,
Right?
we went there to fight, just like everyone else. Yeah. Behind you, this building has the word Mapera. You see that word up there?
Yep.
Mapera is a Luganda word that means guava fruits. You know the guava?
Yeah.
The hard green one?
Yep.
With the pinkish inside?
Yep.
And why do we have the word guavas on top of a serious building like that? That building belongs to the Catholic Church. It is housing the biggest local bank in the whole country. It's called Centenary Bank. You see it right here, the T is a cross.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Catholic Church is running the biggest local bank in the country. And the reason why we have guavas up there is because Catholicism was introduced by the French, and the French priest that introduced Catholicism was called Laudel. But when we asked him his name, he says, "Je m'appelle Laudel." And the locals are like, "Dude, are you called guavas?" He's like, "No, je m'appelle." And we're like, "You're saying guavas again." Because we thought he's saying mapera, but he was just saying je m'appelle. And so we just called him guavas. We literally called him Father Guavas. And that's why we have that word up there. Because he said je m'appelle, and we thought he was saying mapera.
I thought
I'm
it's
sure you
because
didn't know that one.
I thought it's because guava is a delicious fruit.
No! I mean, it's delicious, but it's not the reason.
We have a lot of guavas in Malaysia.
So in Uganda,
It's a common fruit.
Mapera. Yeah.
so in Uganda,
Je m'appelle. We keep thinking like, why is this
Wow.
priest saying guavas all the time?
Just always talking about that.
Yeah.
Your birds are huge, really huge.
Yeah,
We're
we
not
have
proud of those barbs.
We
trust
we
me.
don't have such huge birds in.
These marabous,
In-
we hate them so much.
Oh,
The only person I've seen who loves these marabous is the tourists that I take around.
okay.
They're always the ones like, oh my god. But for us, we don't even want to be next to them.
Do they like eat your food or something, or do they?
No, they eat like biodegradable waste. So every time you see them up here, it's because they are seeing in a very near distance that there's either a butchery, there is like some place where they're pouring waste. There's always some place with fresh waste around. And the Capital City Authority wanted to kill all of them and poison all of them. But then like environmentalists were like, you die.
Really?
Yeah, because all scavengers are poisonous. You can't eat a scavenger. As Africans,
going, I think you should be careful with that one.
yes.
Okay, is it safe if I hold it like that?
No,
Huh?
it's not safe. You can't be stronger than the thief. Especially because you have that whole thing.
Miti, what are Chinese words?
No, they just bought them.
Because they
Come from.
some of them come from Japan, some of them come from China.
Is this a mutatu?
Yes, but we call them taxis here. It's only in Swahili-speaking nations that they call them matatu. For us here, matatu is a card game. And as we walk downtown, the stickers that you see on the public transport, they say a lot about our priorities still. So you're going to see stickers of cultural leaders, and sometimes you see stickers of Mussolini and Hitler and Gaddafi and all these world leaders that people don't like. Ugandans are fascinated by all these leaders.
What's the relationship with Gaddafi in Uganda?
Gaddafi was a very good friend of our president. He even sponsored the biggest mosque that we have here, and it's also the biggest mosque in Sub-Saharan Africa. Yeah. So all the leaders that Western people hate, Ugandans like them. Putin! And it's easy to see stickers of them. So Lily, this now is going to become serious. As soon as we cross that road, we enter enemy territory. It is a Sunday, so it's not going to be as crowded as it usually is. But to you guys, it might still look crowded.
Yeah.
I strongly advise that you don't do that. But I'm also eager to see what happens if you keep doing it. You see, they're even laughing because they know. They know this is enemy territory.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, how can someone snatch from my hand?
They do.
Wait and see. They will not only snatch it, but they'll even hit you.
Yeah.
You will even lose consciousness.
So,
Okay.
But still, in this country, we have human rights. You have the freedom to keep doing it. And on a Sunday, there's no one to help you. So,
you wanted a card?
yes, this is where we're going to get the card. This mall is called Pioneer Mall because it was the pioneer of all malls in Kampala. It looks new because it was rebuilt during the lockdown, but it was the very first mall in Kampala. Yeah. I'm talking about what you had said. Malls like these, they are never full. They look full on the outside and on the floors that are accessible, but down and up, they're empty. Because people can't afford it.
Will someone snatch when I'm indoors like this?
Indoors, they can't snatch.
Oh, only outdoors.
It's outdoors where they snatch.
Okay.
Indoors, it's hard because they can't run. So the guy where I want us to buy the card is somewhere here. What did you do? Careful. See the ground. And there's that Muzungu who we found at the Independence Monument. He's walking around alone. You remember that guy?
Yeah.
He's doing his own walking tour.
Where are all the Chinese?
They are in their residences. Chinese people, you can only find them doing business. In their free time, they hang out in uptown areas because they're business people, they have enough money to hang out in uptown areas. So you never really see them around.
You mean Acacia Mall?
Yeah, Acacia Mall and other, there are very many big Chinese hotels here.
I've been here 3 days. I didn't see even one Chinese.
There are many, but because for them they are very business minded, they do not care so much about all this other stuff. They are the ones that bring most of these things here. So from trade, they go and hang out in those big hotels. But what I know about Chinese people, they mix with Africans, but not Indian people. Indian people for them, closed.
Oh. Are Indians from one tribe only?
No, we actually have many. And
Gujaratis?
Yeah, Hindus or whatever, all these things. And they also separate each other. They have different temples. So they segregate amongst themselves also.
Where are the Chinese from? Which part of China?
I don't know. I never really get to interact with the Chinese unless it's business. Unless you're buying something. From Monday to Friday, when you walk through those shops, you can find them there. But they are usually just sitting at the cash point to collect the money. After that, they drive back uptown. Yeah. But we have not had a friction between the Chinese community and the Ugandans. We've never had any misunderstandings with them, except for the times when they are given big tax exemptions and they sell stuff cheaper than the locals. At some point, the traders were complaining to the government, like, these guys are selling a fridge at half price. It means you didn't ask for taxes from them. And they come here as investors because they show that they have a lot of money. And instead of using this money to build industries, they use it to open big shops down here and they run the locals out of business. Right now, we have a place called Chinatown. It's a big supermarket and it's rumored that it was given a big tax exemption and it's competing with the local traders, which is unfair.
Yeah. I saw it. Yeah. I didn't go in though.
It would be better if they set up industrialization places instead of competing in small trade.
Yeah.
Are there areas you can have that kind of thing from Africa?
Yeah. I have a better option where you can take dope shots, because I don't know if you've seen my Instagram.
I know, I haven't.
Let me show you the shot and you see, you tell me if you like it. The only difference is that it's not going to be as crowded as it is in these things. So this.
Oh wow, yeah.
This
Time lapse.
This is where we're going. But it's not going to be as crowded. We're going to just have a deep view in this place that we will never just find a way of doing it out in the road. On Sunday they keep loading this. most of the products here are coming from China. And China has really saved us in terms of, you know, access to information.
Yeah.
Because nowadays you don't need to be literate to have a smartphone.
Yeah.
Because platforms like TikTok don't require you to know how to read and write. You just have to express yourself. So that has included a lot of powerful interest in social media. I want to show you what I've been talking about in terms of the beauty standards of our women and how they are a spectrum of Muzunguness. See this?
That's how your hair looks like.
Straightened hair is perceived as more beautiful. So there's big money in this. There's also different designs that are Afro, like that, like these cows. But most of the expensive shit is Muzungu straight hair. But also, when you look at the makeup, it is not dark tones. It is light-ish tones that make you look lighter, which makes you look Muzungu-ish. I mean,
Like Rihanna.
like Rihanna, Beyonce, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also the mannequins. You can see most of the mannequins are Muzungus. Well, here some of them are black, which is a good thing. Oh yeah. No, we need to actually go back and walk through some down. Oh yeah. Wait. I remember. It's a bit hard to remember when the shops are closed. Okay, be careful not to put the camera in people's faces. As you can see, their facial expressions are obvious. Whichever. We're climbing up.
It's okay.
The market that we're going to is called Owino Market. It is the biggest local market in the East African community, and the reason why it's so big is because of the influx of second-hand clothes from Europe and America. So, Muzungus from Europe and America get rid of their old clothes, fashion in Europe and America, and they send them to Africa as donations. But when they reach Africa, the clothes end up in the local markets. And this market in East Africa is the biggest market housing second-hand clothes. And so we're going to this market to see the effects of the donations sent. And
So they got it free, but they sell it for a price.
They don't get it free.
Oh,
They buy it.
but you
These
are
are
given us.
donations, but we buy them from the people that bring them at the customs at the border. So they keep selling them to the highest bidder and to the highest bidder until they reach the local market. And this is killing the local fashion industry down here, because local fashion designers cannot sell clothes if people like me who can afford to buy a brand new shirt are going down to Owino Market and buying stuff like this. Because I bought this for like less than $50, right? If I can get this good shirt for less than $50, I will never support the local fashion designer, and that is bad. So a bunch of local fashion designers have come together and they're trying to fight this. We buy off a lot of second-hand clothes, like let's say 3 containers of second-hand clothes. Let's say these containers are coming from Berlin in Germany, and they reduce them into like 1 container to get like 3 shirts, rip them up, put them back together as 1 shirt, and with a high-end design. And the beauty about their technique is they ship back the clothes to Berlin where they came from. So 3 containers become 1 container, and they ship it back to Berlin, and the Muzungus in Berlin will buy 1 shirt like $200. So this is a rebellious way of reacting to the influx of second-hand clothes in Africa. And it's not a very sustainable way, but at least it makes the Muzungus pay for their sins. Yeah.
But how is it a sin? They are donating.
Okay.
Yeah, explain more about like, the negative effects of these second-hand clothes.
Okay. You're asking very relevant questions. I will start from when we got independence. When we got independence, one of our biggest cash crops was cotton. Actually, cotton was our biggest cash crop, followed by coffee. And we had a functional textile industry. We were able to create a cotton shirt at an affordable price for Uganda. But one time, the IMF and the World Bank wanted to give us loans. And they told us, guys, you need to privatize your state institutions. So we privatized our textile industry, and some years down the road, the private individuals ran the industry into the ground. They couldn't manage it properly. And that is when the Muzungus come in and they're like, guys, we can actually help you. We have a fast fashion here and we have these clothes that we can send to you. So at first it was a good thing. And these clothes went to deprived rural communities, and they were donations for real. But eventually, they became so many that we started to sell them. And over time, they no longer even reach the deprived communities where they're supposed to. And when we go to the local market, you can see that these clothes are just labeled donations, but they're actually rubbish. Because among the clothes, you have underwear, panties, and boxers. I get that I need this and this, but I can buy my own panties, and even when I can't, it's unethical for you to send me your panties. So this is evidence that this is rubbish. And these organizations bringing these clothes here are just working with your governments to dispose of your rubbish.
Yeah, free waste disposal.
Yes. And with all this fertile soil, how come we don't make our own clothes when we grow so much cotton, even up to now, and we send it to Muzungus? You know? So, part of the problem is the government too. Because when you send these clothes here, you also give us some money for environmental, whatever, you know, because the biggest domestic landfill in Kampala, if you ever visit it, you realize that a lot of the waste is second-hand clothes. And some months ago, last year, this landfill collapsed onto the community around. And hundreds of people, not hundreds, like tens of people died. But there's still a lot. We cannot dispose of this waste properly, you know. And going back to the point of independence, how independent are we? 63 years old and we can't make our own cotton shirt. So that is the negative bit in it. My young sister has a bachelor's degree in textile design, but she's not doing that. Instead, she's making flowers and gift boxes for people to earn a living. Because no one will buy her textile. When we have all this cheap stuff, yeah. So it's affecting our industrialization.
Actually, all these clothes are made in China. Most.
You know that in our law, second-hand clothes are illegal?
Really?
In our law, even plastic bags are illegal.
I heard about that, yeah. I thought advice not to bring plastic bags in.
Exactly.
I thought it's Rwanda only.
Even here.
But
Our constitution is so good,
Oh.
but we have challenges in implementing and enforcing it.
but I heard Rwanda they will check.
In Rwanda, they are serious about plastic bags. At the border, they check and they give you paper bags. Here, even at the airport, you'll find plastic bags. And yet in the constitution, it's illegal. So, yeah.
That's why I didn't pack any plastic bags. I told my husband we can only buy plastic bags once we reach Tanzania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now here, our laws are so good, but we have challenges in enforcing them, partially because of poverty and identifying according to cultures. So sometimes we might not let the law hold our tribesmen accountable because they are our tribesmen, you know. We need to look out for our own, and that's detrimental to the enforcement of the law. Yeah. So yeah, second-hand clothes, much as they are relevant for deprived communities, they are a problem if they are not directed to the deprived communities, if they are going to flood the markets in the cities. I'm not against charity, I'm against unsustainable charity. I mean, not me, but the whole of Africa should be against unsustainable charity, because unsustainable charity makes us dependent. What is so hard with manufacturing? Rest. Now I have to drink and we run. Are you allergic to peanut butter? Okay. Keep recording, just keep it rolling like that. You're going to see, you're going to like what you're going to see. Careful. Keep recording. Okay. Which country are you from?
Malaysia.
Malaysia. Hey. Malaysia is not very common to us.
Oh, really? Yeah. Just now, the two girls, when I said I'm Malaysian, they said I'm lying.
Yeah, because all they can see is Chinese.
Yeah.
They also think he's not Ugandan.
Oh.
They're not used to me working with Ugandans. So, time for some stories. Now, here, I've already told you about the second-hand clothes, and you've witnessed them in this market, and they come here as donations. But now here, I want to talk about the books. Everything you're looking at right now is books. Muzungus in Europe and America get rid of the books in their bookshelves and send them to Africa as donations. And still these books, just like the clothes, end up in local markets. Now, I want to show you that everything here that is covered is actually donated books. Come. Look at this. And all through this corridor we're going to walk and you're going to see. When these books are donated to us, there is a hope that they're going to form community libraries in rural, deprived areas. But when they end up here, the twist is we do not read them. We do not buy them to read them. We measure them according to their weight and volume instead of the content and value. These ropes are here so that we can put a weighing scale and we measure them. And the reason why we value their weight is because we use the paper to make paper bags. And the paper bags are used to package street food, like the chapati, like the rolls. So these are some of the paper bags here. See? And you put the Rolex, the chapati, the samosas here. Do you know about the Rolex?
I ate it yesterday.
Okay. And the smaller ones, you put like ground nuts, you know, grasshoppers and stuff. Actually good books. Yeah.
Oh my God, why is that panties?
This is a panty. So this is, yeah, this is evidence. This is all evidence. Come here. This is all evidence that these clothes are not sent as donations. These clothes are discarded away. Because why would you donate your panties? All these are panties, you see? It's filthy. I shouldn't even be touching them with my hand.
Yeah.
And this is like... Also, how is this supposed to protect your genitals? So we're going to go in that side and you're going to witness ladies transforming the books into paper. So my bookshelf at home is full of second-hand books from here. You come in your free time, you can select some top books. And they're not expensive. Like how much?
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
You are good.
If you take
Yeah,
men,
thank
we
you.
will give you very good prices.
Hello.
Ladies, So, wait. First stop recording.
Oh.
Explain. Some if you don't talk to them, yeah, they don't even refuse to. sure you have never been in some parts of this country. You have been? Look at this. This is how real tobacco looks like.
A what?
Tobacco.
Oh.
That is grass that is dyed and woven
What's it used for?
to make this. To make
Ah, lovely. Banana.
Do you know this?
Buck cloth.
Yes. I
I
think you
saw
saw
it at
it.
the Kasubi
Kasubi
too.
These are the Ugandan pancakes.
Pumpkin.
Pancakes. Ugandan pancakes. You want to eat some? No, you're scared? Okay. I really wanted to support them because they let us use them as a tourist attraction, but maybe next time. So you make this out of this. It's a mixture of this and cassava flour. No added sugars. So when you eat it, it tastes like banana bread. But it was introduced by the Indians. Sometimes
Wow, are these avocados?
yes,
They are very big.
huge avocados. Yeah, because of the type of soil we have here.
They are grown here.
Yeah, this is even small. We have like huge ones. Yeah.
The ones we get in Malaysia are small.
Yeah, and I bet they're not as tasty as the ones we have. One thing I'm proud of mostly about this country is food. You can't starve here. Unless when you live in the city and you can't afford the standard of living. But in the villages you can't starve. These bananas, the green bananas, they're called matoke, and they're the staple food for majority of the cultures here. And sometimes our country is called the Matoke Republic. We have over 20 species of bananas, but these are the favorite.
I ate it yesterday in K2 restaurant.
Yes. It was 2K, not K.
Oh yeah, 2K.
This is another type of fish. They're not young fish. This is how they are even when they're old. We also have so many types of fish. China is fascinated by the types of fish we have here. They have taken over a big part of our lake. So now we're going to go and do an aerial view of the market. Then we walk out. We cannot walk this whole market. It's too big.
This is panoramic view.
But today is a nice day to walk around this market because it's empty.
Wewe kwa vifananyi? Yo, you see this one? You are just moving with the camera without any permission.
But you told me to bring women.
MTN app olulundeko David bundles. MTN Uganda Limited erungamizibwa Uganda Communications Commission bakwagaliza okwongera okuwuliriza Chapasapama ebikukubiriza okukola emirimu okwekulaakulanya.
That is the hill of Impalas. It was the first hill that was Kampala, and now it's called Old Kampala. So that's the Uganda National Mosque or the Old Kampala Mosque.
Gaddafi Mosque.
The Gaddafi Mosque. And if you have free time, you need to go there. There's a tourism office right at the gate, and they will guide you, and you can climb up that tower and have a 360 aerial view of Kampala. And you can ask the guide to tell you about the 7 hills that you're seeing and how they represent the identity of Kampala. Okay, so now we're going to walk out. Actually, it takes me like 10 minutes. I watch the car give me because I want now to take them outside, but I don't want to borrow cars.
Look along this
Let's talk about more than a meal.